Hello, dear future doctors. Welcome to MemoNeet. I am Jay Thakkar. I am currently a third year MBBS student at Shri MP Shah Government Medical College, Jamnagar, Gujarat, and I am working as a biology SME here at MemoNeet. So, today you all gave the Brahmastra part test 6, right? And after giving the test, you might be feeling that you have revised all the previous chapters which were asked in the previous 5 tests. So, we have designed the BPT structures in such a way that you are able to complete the syllabus also and revise it also. And today we are going to solve the question number 151 to 200, which is the zoology section which was asked in the Brahmastra part test 6. So let us start solving it. Alright. So we are going to start with question number 151. So it is a diagram based question and we have to recognize the figure and find out the correct matching in it. Okay. So as you can see, this is a diagram of the male reproductive system and we have to find the correct labeling of it. Okay. So let us start identifying the structures one by one. Now see, this is the A structure, okay, which you can see here. Now this structure is the seminal glands, okay, it is the seminal vesicle, okay. Then comes the structure B. Now structure B, as you can see, this is the testis and this structure B is a tube which is arising from the epididymis, okay, which is present over the testis. So this tube is called as the vas deferens, okay. Next is this structure which is structure C. So this structure C is a single structure and it is a gland. This is the prostate gland, okay. So structure C is the prostate gland. Next is the structure D. Now as you can see, this is the vas deferens which we identified, the structure B. This is looping over the urinary bladder and it is being joined by the duct from the seminal vesicle over here, okay. And these two ducts, the vas deferens and the duct from seminal vesicle, these join to form the ejaculatory duct, okay. So D is the ejaculatory duct. Alright, this is how the ejaculatory duct is formed, and this E is a small gland which you can see over here, and it is the bulbourethral gland. So E is the bulbourethral gland, okay. So this is the correct labeling. Now this labeling is found in which option? It is the option 4, okay. So the correct answer of this question will be option 4. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 152. So it is a match the following type of question. So let us see them one by one. The first one is the inguinal canal. Now inguinal canal is a canal through which the testes descend, okay. So initially during the gestational period, when the fetus is inside the womb, then their testes are present in the abdominal cavity. Then during birth they descend into the scrotum, okay, and that descent into the scrotum is through a canal called as the inguinal canal, okay. So this inguinal canal is responsible for the descending of the testes. So 1 will go with 3. Next is the rete testis, okay. Now rete testis is a network of seminiferous tubules. So seminiferous tubules, after that comes a network, okay, and that network of tubules is the rete testis. So 2 goes with 1. Next is the Leydig cells. Now Leydig cells are nothing but the interstitial cells, okay, which are found outside the seminiferous tubules in the interstitium of the testis, and that Leydig cells are responsible for the secretion of androgens. And what do androgens do? The androgens are responsible for development of the secondary sexual characters in males. So 3 goes with 2. Next is the prepuce. Now prepuce, you need to remember this, it is the foreskin or it is the terminal skin of the penis. So 4 goes with 5. And fifth is the corpora cavernosa. Now corpora cavernosa are nothing but the dorsal bundles of the penile tissue. So the penile tissue is actually composed of corpora cavernosa and corpora spongiosa, and corpora cavernosa is a part of the dorsal bundle of the penile tissue. So 5 goes with 4. So, which is the correct option showing the correct matching? It is the option 4. So, the correct answer of this question will be option 4. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 153. It is an assertion reason type of question. So let us read the assertion first. The assertion is given that the shape of uterus is like an inverted pear. Okay, and the reason given here for that is the inner glandular layer that lines the uterine cavity is called as the myometrium. Okay, now let us check the assertion first. So assertion is stating that the shape of uterus is like an inverted pear. So is this assertion correct? Yes, this assertion is absolutely correct. So if you see the shape of uterus, it is present like this. Okay, so this is a shape of uterus and it is looking like an inverted pear. Okay, so this is the shape of uterus. Okay, these are the fallopian tubes. So this is the shape of uterus, which is like an inverted pear. So the assertion is absolutely correct. Next is the reason. So the reason is the inner glandular layer. Okay, so the innermost layer, which is glandular, okay, which is labeled like this in the uterus, is called as the myometrium. So is this reason correct? No, this reason is absolutely incorrect, because this inner layer which is being talked about in the reason is known as the endometrium. Endometrium. Okay, and the muscular layer which is present over here, okay, this muscular layer is called as the myometrium, and the outer layer which is present outside the muscular layer is called as the perimetrium. Okay, so the reason is incorrect. So here the correct answer will be option 3, that is the assertion is true but the reason is false. Okay, I hope you are clear with this question. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 154. Now see, the question number 154 is about the milk secreted from the cells of alveoli of the mammary lobes. Okay, so it is about the mammary gland, and it states that the milk which is secreted from the cells of alveoli of the mammary lobes reaches the nipple through the lactiferous duct, mammary tubule, and mammary ampulla in the following order. So here we are given 4 structures which are a part of the mammary glands, and we have to find the correct sequence of these 4 structures. Okay, now see, the milk is secreted from the cells of the alveoli. Okay, and from these alveoli the milk goes into which structure? It goes into the mammary tubule. So first one is the mammary tubule. Okay, this is the first structure. Then the milk from the mammary tubule reaches to the mammary duct. Okay, so it is the mammary duct. From the mammary duct, the milk reaches into the ampulla, okay, which is the widened part. So it goes to the ampulla. Then from the ampulla, the fourth structure is the lactiferous duct. Okay, and this lactiferous duct opens at the nipple area. Okay, so this is the structure, this is the sequence. Now here in the question, the mammary tubule is labeled as T, as you can see over here. Then the mammary duct is labeled as M. Then the ampulla is labeled as A, and lactiferous duct is labeled as L. So the correct sequence is what? It is TMAL. Okay, and this TMAL is seen in which option? It is seen in option 1. So the correct answer of this question will be option 1. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 155. So it states that recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. Okay, so it is a diagram based question and we have to find the correct the correct labeling. Okay, so here first the spermatogonia are converted into primary spermatocytes. Okay, so spermatogonia are converted into primary spermatocyte by the process of mitosis. Okay, so mitosis takes place over here. Then the primary spermatocytes are converted to secondary spermatocytes by the process of meiosis. Okay, so that is the first meiotic division. Then the secondary spermatocytes by the meiosis 2 are converted into spermatids, and the spermatids by the process of differentiation. Okay, the spermatids gets differentiated into the spermatozoa. Okay, so this is the labeling of the figure. So if we identify correctly, so A is the mitosis differentiation, B is the first meiotic division as we saw over here, then C is the second meiotic division, and D is the differentiation. So it is correctly represented in the option 2. So the correct answer of this question is option 2. Now the next question is question number 156. It states that a large number of primary follicles degenerate during the phase from birth to puberty. Therefore, at puberty, each ovary has about how many primary follicles? So, see, from birth to puberty, the number of primary follicles decreases significantly because of the degeneration of large number of primary follicles. Okay, so at puberty, the ovary contains about 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is option 3, that is 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles. The next question is question number 157. It is an assertion reason type of question. So the assertion states that the middle piece is called as the powerhouse of the sperm, and the reason given here is the numerous mitochondria coiling around the axial filament produce energy for the movement of the tail. Okay, now see, let us check the assertion first. The assertion is given that the middle piece is called as the powerhouse of the sperm. So is this assertion correct? Yes, it is correct. Okay, and why is the middle piece called the powerhouse of the sperm? Because in the middle piece there are numerous mitochondria. Okay, so if we read the reason here, so there are numerous mitochondria in the middle piece of the sperm, and they produce energy for the movement of the tail. So the reason is absolutely correct, and the reason is correctly explaining the assertion also. Okay, see, frame it like this, that the middle piece is called as the powerhouse of the sperm because in the middle piece the numerous mitochondria coiling around the axial filament produce energy for the movement of the tail. So you will understand that the assertion and reason both are correct, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. So the correct answer of this question will be option 1. The next question is question number 158. It states that identify the correct statement from the following. Okay, so among the following 4 options we have to identify which statement is correct. So let us check the statements one by one. The first option is high levels of estrogen triggers the ovulatory surge. So is this true? No, this is not correct, because this ovulatory surge is the LH surge, which leads to ovulation, and this LH is the luteinizing hormone. Okay, so it is not the high level of estrogen. So this statement is incorrect. The second statement is oogonial cells start to proliferate and give rise to functional ova in regular cycles from puberty onwards. So is this true? So this is not true, because during the puberty, okay, from puberty onwards the regular cycle starts, which are the menstrual cycle, but at that time the primary sperm oocyte are present. Okay, and they start to begin their cycles. Okay, or we can state it like this also, that oogonial cells start to proliferate to give rise to functional ova during the embryonic life. So the proliferation of oogonial cells start during the embryonic life itself. Okay, not in puberty. So this statement is incorrect. The third statement is sperms released from the seminiferous tubules are highly motile. So is this true? No, this is also not true, because after the release from the seminiferous tubules they are transferred into epididymis. For what purpose? For maturation. Okay, and the sperm in the epididymis are only able to get motility. Okay, so motility is achieved by the sperm when they enter the epididymis and when they undergo maturation. Okay, they are not motile after getting released from the seminiferous tubule. So this statement is also incorrect. The fourth statement is the progesterone level is high during the post-ovulatory phase of the menstrual cycle. So is this statement correct? Yes, this statement is correct. So what happens is, after the ovulation has taken place, after the secondary ova has been released from the ovary, that graphene follicle is converted into the corpus luteum, and this corpus luteum, which is present in the post ovulatory phase, is responsible for the release of the high level of progesterone. What does this progesterone do? This progesterone maintains the endometrium, so it provides the proper thickness of the endometrium for the proper pregnancy, okay, for the implantation to occur and for pregnancy to carry forward. So this statement is correct, okay. So the correct answer of this question is option 4. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 159. It is an assertion reason type of question, and it states that the assertion states that the embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is called as a morula. So is this assertion correct? Yes, this assertion is correct. So embryo which contains 8 to 16 blastomeres called as morula. The reason given here is the morula continues to divide and transforms into trophoblast. So is this correct? No, this statement is incorrect, okay. So after the division in the morula, it forms the blastula, then gastrula. So it does not transform it directly into the trophoblast, okay. So the reason is incorrect. So in this question the assertion is correct but the reason is incorrect. Therefore the correct answer of this question will be option 3, that is the assertion is true but the reason is false, okay. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 160. Now in this question it is given as what is the afterbirth referred to, okay. So the term afterbirth is referred to what? So the term after, so what happens after birth? So after birth of the fetus means after the process of parturition has completed, means the fetus is expelled out of the uterus through the vagina, through the birth tract, okay, birth canal. The fetus is outside. Now what happens is there is the expulsion of placenta, okay. So placenta is expelled out and the umbilical cord and the fetus membranes are also expelled out. So this is known as the afterbirth. So the correct answer of this question is option 4. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 161. It states that, so it is an assertion reason type of question. The assertion given here is after implantation, finger-like projections appear on the trophoblast called as chorionic villi, okay. So chorionic villi appear after implantation, which are the finger-like projections. The reason given here is the chorionic villi are surrounded by the uterine tissue and the maternal blood. Okay, so this much is the reason. Now is the assertion correct? So yes, the assertion is absolutely correct. So what happens after implantation is that on the trophoblast layer numerous finger like projections appear, and these finger like projections are called as the chorionic villi, and these chorionic villi further form the placenta, and these chorionic villi are surrounded by the uterine tissue also and the maternal blood also, okay. So the assertion is correct and the reason is also correct, but the reason is not explaining the assertion that why after implantation the chorionic villi appear, okay. So the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. So here the correct answer of this question will be option 2, that is both assertion and reason are true but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. All right, the next question is question number 162. So it states that the retina, eyes, lens, brain and skin are formed from which germ layer, okay. So you need to remember this, that retina, the eyes, lens, brains and skin, okay, the brain and the skin are formed from the ectoderm, okay, remember this, okay. And also as you can see here, brain, so CNS and skin, these are the most important terms which you need to remember, which develop from the ectoderm, okay, and the others are the lens, eye and the retina, okay. So the correct answer of this question is option 2. Now the next question is question number 163. So this question states that, okay, it is a match the following type of question, and in the column 1 there are several phases of menstruation given, and in column 2 the processes which occur during those phases is given, okay. So let us match them. The first is the proliferative phase. Now what is the proliferative phase? It is also called as the follicular phase, okay. So A goes with 2. Next is the secretory phase. The secretory phase is also known as the luteal phase, so B goes with 3. Next is C, that is menstruation. So during menstruation, what happens is there is the breakdown of the endometrial lining, okay, which leads to the menses. So C goes to 1. So the correct matching is seen in the option 1. So the correct answer of this question is option 1. The next question is question number 164. It states that ectopic pregnancies, okay, the ectopic pregnancies are referred to as what? So first of all, you need to remember the definition of ectopic pregnancy, that ectopic pregnancy means, see, normal site of implantation is what? It is the uterus, okay, the endometrium. But if the fertilized ovum, that is the zygote, is implanted to any other site, okay, other than the uterus, then that is called as the ectopic pregnancy, okay, means other than uterus. So here the ectopic pregnancy is referred to the implantation of the embryo at the site other than uterus. So that is the definition of ectopic pregnancy. So the correct answer of this question is option 3. The next question is question number 165. So it is a fill in the blanks type of question. So we have to fill the different statements which are given over here. So let us start one by one. The first one is zygote divides to form dash, which is implanted to the uterus. Now see, the zygote divides to form embryo, but the form of embryo which is implanted into the uterus is which form? It is the blastocyst form. So the blastocyst form, the zygote divides to form the blastocyst which is implanted into the uterus, okay. Next statement is the structure which provides vascular connection between the fetus and the uterus is called what? So the structure which provides the vascular and connection between the fetus and the uterus is called as the placenta, okay. So it is called the placenta. The third statement is the inner cell mass contains certain cells called dash which have the potency to give rise to all the tissues and organs, okay. So such type of cells which have potency to give rise to all the tissues and organs are called as the stem cells, okay. So in third place there will be stem cells, okay. The fourth statement is by the end of dash, most of the major organ systems are formed. For example, limbs and external genital organs are well developed. So, by the end of the third month or the first trimester, okay, all the major organ systems are formed, like the limbs and external genital organs are well developed. So in the place 4 there will be the first trimester. Next is statement 5. So it states that immediately after implantation the dash differentiates into the outer layer called ectoderm and inner layer called endoderm, okay. So this process of differentiation occurs in the inner cell mass, okay. The inner cell mass, it differentiates into an outer layer called ectoderm and inner layer called endoderm, okay. So the correct option which is showing the correct fill in the blanks is the option 4. So the correct answer of this question will be option 4. The next question is question number 166, okay. So question number 166 states that in the given diagram shows the changes that takes place in the uterine endometrium during the menstrual cycle, okay. So this is the image of the uterine endometrium and it is showing the changes in the thickness, okay. See, as you can see the label, increasing thickness of the myometrium. So this is about the changes in the thickness which occurs during the menstrual cycle, okay, and we have to select the correct option. Now see, if you check over here, so this is the menstrual phase, okay. So in the place A, what occurs in the place A? There is menstruation, okay. So here menstruation occurs, okay. The uterine endometrium is shaded over here and it is lost in the form of blood, okay. So at position A there is menstruation. Then at C, okay, the C, this is the 14th day, as you can see over here. So on the 14th day there is ovulation, okay. So the correct answer of this question is option 3, that is C here is ovulation and A here is the menstruation. Okay. The next question is question number 167. It states that why can't a woman get pregnant again during the pregnancy? Okay. So what happens during a pregnancy is that there are high levels of estrogen and the progesterone are maintained by the corpus luteum or placenta during pregnancy. Okay, so when the female is pregnant, then high levels of estrogen and progesterone are secreted. Okay, they are secreted by the corpus luteum or placenta. So what do these high levels of estrogen and progesterone do? They provide the negative feedback and they inhibit the secretion of gonadotropins and therefore they prevent ovulation. So when the female is pregnant currently, then there is no further ovulation, only the ovulation is inhibited. So this is the correct answer. The correct answer of this question is option 4, that a female or a woman cannot get pregnant again during pregnancy because there are the high levels of estrogen and progesterone which are secreted by the corpus luteum or placenta. Okay, during the pregnancy, which inhibit the secretion of the gonadotropins and prevent the ovulation. So the correct answer of this question is option 4. The next question is question number 168. Okay, it is a diagram based question and we have to identify the parts A to F. Okay, so the first part, this is the A part, these are the blood vessels. Okay, then the B part is the primary follicle. Then as you can see the C part, okay, this is the C part. In this you can see the cavity. Okay, so this is the cavity which is called as the antrum. Okay, and when this antrum is present, then this is the tertiary follicle. Okay, so this is the tertiary follicle and D is the Graafian follicle. Okay, E is the ovum which is released and F is the corpus luteum. Okay, now see, the correct matching of this labeling is shown in the option 3, that is B is the primary follicles and C are the tertiary follicles, showing the antrum which is the cavity. So here the correct answer of this question is option 3. The next question is an assertion reason type of question. The assertion is given that the endometrium undergoes cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle. So is the assertion correct? Yes, the assertion is absolutely correct. Okay, so the cyclical changes which occur during the menstrual cycle, okay, so this is the assertion is correct. Now the reason given here for this is the myometrium exhibits strong contractions during the delivery of the baby. Okay, so is the reason correct? So yes, the reason is also correct, but the reason is not correctly explaining the assertion. Okay, that why the endometrium undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle. Okay, the reason is given for the myometrium and it exhibits contraction during the delivery of the baby. So here the correct answer of this question will be option 2, that is both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 170. So here the figures A to D show 4 animals and we have to select the correct option with respect to a common characteristic of these 2 animals. Okay, so we have to find the which of these 2 animals have a common characteristic. Okay, the first is given A and D respire mainly through gills. Is this true? No, this is false. Okay, then B and C show radial symmetry. Now see, B is the cnidarian, okay, which shows bilateral symmetry, and C is the octopus which shows radial symmetry. All right, so this statement is also incorrect. Next is A and B have cnidoblast for self defense. So this is also incorrect. And fourth statement is C and D have a true coelom. Now see, octopus belongs to the phylum Mollusca and scorpion belongs to the phylum Insecta. and both are having a true coelom, so both are true coelomates. So here this statement is correct. So this is a common characteristic between the two animals. So the correct answer of this question will be option 4. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 171. So it states that which of the following are correct. Okay, so among the following statements we have to identify the correct statements. The first one is diploblastic are the poriferans and cylindrates. So are the poriferans and cylindrates diploblastic? Yes, they only contain an ectoderm and the endoderm, okay, which is diploblastic. So this statement is correct. The second statement is triploblastic are the platyhelminthes to the chordates. So yes, this statement is also correct. Okay, the platyhelminthes to chordates are the triploblastic animals. The third statement is Acylometa contains poriferans and cylindrates and platyhelminthes. So yes, this statement is also correct. Okay, so in these acoelomates, it contains poriferans, cylindrata and platyhelminthes. So between the ectoderm and the endoderm, a mesoglia is present. Okay, a mesoglia is present, which is not a true coelom. These are called as acoelomates. So this statement is also correct. The fourth statement is pseudocoelomata. In pseudocoelomata, esculmenthes or roundworms are there. So yes, this statement is also correct, because these esculments or roundworms, they have scattered mesoderm, okay, pouch like scattered mesoderm. So if this is the ectoderm, this is the endoderm, the mesoderm is present like this in scattered pouches, okay. So therefore they are called as pseudocoelomates. So the fourth statement is also correct. And the fifth statement is eucoelomata are from the annelids to chordates. So this statement is also correct. Okay, so true coelom is found from the annelids to chordates. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is all of these, that is option 2, are true. Okay, now moving on to the next question, that is question number 172. So it states that, so it is a fill in the blanks question. Okay, so let us see them one by one. First is in sponges. Okay, so it is talking about the phylum Porifera. Okay, so in sponges, that is Porifera, the fertilization is, so in sponges the fertilization is generally internal. Okay, so there will be internal fertilization, and the development is indirect. Okay, so the development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct to the from the adult. Okay, so it is morphologically distinct to the adult. So here the correct matching is in option 1. Okay, so option 1 is the correct answer of this question. The next question is question number 173. So read the following statements. Okay, so among the following statements we have to find the incorrect statements. Okay, so remember to read the question very properly, because here we have to identify the statements which are incorrect. Okay, so the first statement is polyp is sessile and cylindrical form like Adamsia. Okay, so this statement is correct. Okay, the polyp form is sessile and also cylindrical. The second statement is Medusa is umbrella shaped and free living like Aurelia. Okay, so this statement is also correct, right? So Medusa form is the umbrella shaped free living form, and the polyp form is the sessile cylindrical form. The next statement is polyp produce medusa sexually and medusa form the polyp asexually. So is this correct? No. So what happens during the process of metagenesis? Let me explain over here. The process of metagenesis, it simply means the alternation of generation, and it is seen in the cylindrata. Okay, so what happens during the alternation of generation is there are two forms, the polyp form and the medusa form. Okay, the polyp form is converted to medusa form by asexual methods. Okay, and the medusa form is converted to the polyp form by sexual methods. Okay, so as we discussed above, that The polyp produce medusa asexually, not sexually, and the medusa form the polyp sexually, not asexually. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. The fourth statement is metagenesis is seen in jellyfish. So is this statement incorrect? So no, this statement is also incorrect because metagenesis is not seen in jellyfish. Okay, so here the incorrect statements are statement 3 and statement 4. All right. The next question is question number 174. Okay, so it states that which one of the following phyla is correctly matched with its two general characteristics. Okay, so let us see them one by one. All right, the first one is echinodermata. In the statement it is given that echinodermata is pentamerous, contains radial symmetry and mostly internal fertilization. So is this correct? No, it is incorrect because in the echinodermata there is mostly external fertilization. Okay, the second statement is in mollusca normally the oviparous and the mollusca are normally oviparous and their development occurs through a trophophore or veliger larva. So yes, this statement is absolutely correct. Okay, so in the mollusca they are oviparous and the development occurs through trophophore or veliger larva. So the second statement is correct. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is option 2. Let us check the other two options also. The third option is in arthropoda, the body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen, and respiration occurs by mouth. So, is this statement correct? No, this statement is incorrect because the respiration does not occur by mouth in the arthropods. Okay. The fourth statement is in chordata, the notochord persists throughout and a separate anal and urinary openings to the outside. So the in the chordates the notochord does not persist throughout. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. So here the correct answer of this question is option 2. The next question is question number 175. So question number 175 states that which one of the following pairs of animals are similar to each other for the feature stated against them. Okay, so let us check the options one by one. The first option is Pteropus and Ornithorhynchus are viviparity. So is this correct? No, this is incorrect because Pteropus and Ornithorhynchus are oviparous. Okay, so this is incorrect. The second is garden lizard and crocodile have three chambered hearts. So is this correct? So this is also incorrect because crocodile has a four chambered heart. Okay. Then the third statement is Ascaris and Ancylostoma show metameric segmentation. So this is also incorrect because Ascaris shows no metameric segmentation. Okay. So this is incorrect. The fourth statement is seahorse and flying fish are cold-blooded or poikilothermic animals. So is this true? So yes, this is the correct one. So the correct answer of this question is option 4. The next question is question number 176. So it is a match the following type of question. Okay. So let us see them one by one. Okay. The option A is the tree lizard. Now the tree lizard is also known as the chameleon. So here A goes with 5. Okay, next is turtle. Now turtle is also known as the chelone or chelonia, so B goes with 4. Okay, then C is the wall lizard. Now wall lizard is also known as hemidactylus. Okay, so C goes with 1. Then D is the limbless amphibia. The limbless amphibia is also the ichthyophis. Okay, the limbless amphibia is the ichthyophis, so D goes with 6. Then E is the garden lizard. The garden lizard is also known as the calotes. Okay, so garden lizard is also known as calotes, so E goes with 3. Next is the vulture. Okay, so F goes with 2, that is neophoron. Okay, so vulture is also called neophoron, so F goes with 2. Now here the correct matching is shown by option 4. Let us check it once. So E goes with 3. So that is garden lizard is also called as calote. So that is correct. Then B goes with 4 is also correct because the turtle is also called as chelonia, and A goes with 5, that is tree lizard is also called as chameleon. Okay. So all the three matchings are correct in option 4. Therefore the correct answer of this question is option 4. The next question is question number 177. It states that identify the aquatic mammals from the following. Okay, so among the following 5 options, which are the aquatic mammals? The aquatic mammals, so see, Balaenoptera is an aquatic mammal, that is true. Okay, Equus is not an aquatic mammal. Delphinus is the aquatic mammal. Pteropus and Felis is not aquatic mammals. So here the correct answer of this question is option 1. The next question is question number 178. It states that which of the following are correctly matched with respect to their taxonomic classification. Okay, so let us check them one by one. The first option shows that flying fish, cuttlefish and silverfish belong to Pisces. So is this correct? No, because this is incorrect, because the silverfish, uh, because the term is given fish, it does not mean that it belongs to Pisces. Okay, see, silverfish belongs to the arthropods. Okay, it belongs to arthropoda, so this statement is incorrect. The second is the centipede, millipede and spider and scorpion belong to insecta, so this is also incorrect. Okay, then third is housefly, butterfly, then sea fly and silverfish belong to insecta or the arthropoda, so is this correct? So yes, the third statement is absolutely correct. Okay, the housefly is an insect, the butterfly is also an insect, the sea fly is also an insect and the silverfish also belongs to insecta. So the correct answer of this question is option 3. The next question is question number 179. Okay, so it is an assertion reason type of question. So here the assertion states that all vertebrates are chordates but all chordates are not vertebrates. So is the assertion true? Yes, the assertion is true. Okay, because see, all the vertebrates are chordates. Okay, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Okay, so the assertion is correct. The reason given here is the notochord is replaced by the vertebral column in the adult vertebrates. So is the reason correct? So yes, the reason is also correct. Okay, so this is how the vertebrates work. But is the reason correctly explaining the assertion? No, it is not correctly explaining the assertion. Okay, because the assertion is about that all vertebrates are the chordates, means the vertebrates, all the vertebrates belong to the bigger group of chordates, but all the chordates are not vertebrates. Okay, so the assertion and reason both are correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Therefore the correct answer of this question is option 2. The next question is question number 180. It is a diagram based question. Okay, so we have to fill the space A, B, C and D. So as you can see, the vertebrata, okay, it is divided into agnatha and gnathostomata. Okay, now the agnatha has two classes. Okay, the two classes are ostracoderm. Okay, the first class is ostracoderm. This ostracoderm is extinct and the second class is the cyclostomata. Okay, so as you can see in this flowchart, okay, which is from NCRT, the agnatha contains cyclostomata, but actually it contains ostracoderm and cyclostomata, but since ostracoderm is extinct, therefore in this it is written only cyclostomata. Now next we are dividing the gnathostomata. The gnathostomata are the animals which bear jaw. Okay, and these are divided into classes called as Pisces or the fishes and the tetrapoda. Okay, means which bear limbs. Okay, and in the in the class Pisces, there are two classes, that is the chondrichthyes and ostrichthyes. So chondrichthyes are the cartilaginous fishes and ostrichthyes are the bony fishes. And in the class tetrapoda, there are these classes, that is amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammals. Alright, so this is how the vertebrata are classified. So in this question the correct answer is option 1. Okay, it shows the correct labeling of them. The next question is question number 181. Okay, the question number 181 states that the germ cells in female gonad and the male gonad begin undergoing meiosis simultaneously. What will be the ratio of the ova and the sperms produced? Now see, what happens in a female gonad is one oogonia. is responsible for production of one ova. Okay, then in the spermatogenesis process, one spermatogonia, it produces four spermatozoa. Okay, so the ratio is 1:4. So the correct answer of this question is option 3. Next question is question number 182. So we have to identify the figures A, B, C and D correctly, and we have to choose the correct matching. Okay, so the figure A is the liver fluke. Okay, so figure A is liver fluke. Then figure B is the roundworm, and to be precise, this is the female roundworm. Okay, because it is longer and the end is not curved. Then option C is the Nereis, and option D is the leech. Okay, so here the correct matching is seen in the option 4. Okay, and you need to know that this leech is also known as Hirudinaria. Okay, so therefore the correct answer of this question is option 4. Now the next question is question number 183. It is a diagram based question and we have to identify this creature. Okay, so this is the locusta. Okay, or the locust. So this is locusta or locust, which is also the gregarious pest. Okay, it belongs to the phylum Arthropoda, and the correct identification is option 4, that is gregarious pest. The next question is question number 184. So it states that choose the correct statement. So among the following 4 statements, we have to choose the statement which is correct. The first statement is all mammals are viviparous. So no, this is incorrect because the platypus and the ornithorhynchus are oviparous. Okay, so this is incorrect. The second is all cyclostomes do not possess jaws and paired fins. So is this true? So yes, this is true. Okay, all the cyclostomes, they do not possess jaw and they also don't have paired fins. Okay, so here the correct answer will be option 2, that is the all cyclostomes do not possess jaws and paired fins is the correct statement. Let us read the other 2 statements also. The third statement is all reptiles have a 3-chambered heart. So no, this is incorrect because mostly the reptiles have a 3-chambered heart, but crocodile is a reptile but it has a 4-chambered heart. Alright. Next is all Pisces have gills covered by an operculum. So no, this is also incorrect. The gills covered by operculum is a feature of Osteichthyes. Okay, it is not found in the all Pisces. Okay, so this statement is also incorrect. So the correct answer of this question is option 2. The next question is question number 185. Okay, it is about metagenesis. Now metagenesis, as we discussed, it is a process of alternation of generation between the asexual and the sexual phases of an organism. Okay, and metagenesis is exclusively seen by the Coelenterata, where there are 2 forms, that is the polyp and the medusa. Okay, the polyp is converted to medusa by asexual forms and the medusa is converted to polyp by sexual methods. Okay, so this is how the alternation of generation occurs in the coelenterates, and that is called as metagenesis. So the correct answer of this question is option 3. The next question is question number 186. Okay, in this we have to find the incorrect match with respect to the humans. Okay, so let us see the options one by one. The first option is mammary lobes in both breasts are 30 to 40 in number. So yes, this statement is true. The second statement is testicular lobules in the testes are around 500. So yes, this is also true. The third is sperm count in a healthy male per ejaculate is around 200 to 300 million. So this statement is also true. But the fourth statement is the number of primary follicles in ovaries are 6000 to 8000 at puberty. So is this true? No, this is incorrect because at puberty there are 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles in the ovaries. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. Therefore the correct answer of this question is option 4. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 187. So it states that how many sperms are usually found in an average, that is 3 ml ejaculation. So it is known that uh, in average, that is 3 ml of ejaculate, there are 300 million sperms. Okay, so you need to remember that in a 300 ml ejaculate there are 300 million sperms which are found. So the correct answer of this question will be option 2. The next question is question number 188. 2n equal to 16 is a primary spermatocyte which is in metaphase of the first meiotic division. What shall be the total number of chromatids in each of the secondary spermatocytes? Okay, so let us see it one by one. Okay, the process of spermatogenesis, how does it take place? So first of all, there is spermatogonia, and it is a diploid structure. So spermatogonia is 2n, then it gets converted into primary spermatocyte by the process of mitosis, so that is also 2n. Okay, then the primary spermatocyte undergoes meiosis 1. Okay, and this meiosis 1 is a reductional division. Okay, and it gets converted into secondary spermatocyte. Now this secondary spermatocyte will contain n. Okay, but this n will contain 2 chromatids. Okay, so this n means a single copy of chromosomes, and it will contain 2 chromatids will be present on each chromosome. Okay, so now we are given that 2n is equal to 16, but we have to find the number of chromatids in each of the secondary spermatocytes, and in the secondary spermatocyte it is haploid in nature. So if 2n equal to 16, 2n equal to 16, then n is equal to 8. Alright, so n is equal to 8, and if there are 2 chromatids present on each chromosome, then the number of chromatids in secondary spermatocytes will be equal to 8 into 2, that will be equal to 16. So the correct answer of this question will be option 3, that is 16 chromatids. Okay, next question is question number 189, which states that which among the following has 23 chromosomes. Okay, so 23 chromosomes means haploid or n. Okay, in case of humans. Okay, so in humans the 2n is 46, so it is asking that it has 23 chromosomes, so it is haploid structure. So as we know, spermatogonia are diploid, the zygote is also diploid, but the secondary oocyte is haploid in nature, therefore it will have 23 chromosomes. The oogonia are diploid. Okay, so that is incorrect. So the correct answer of this question will be option 3, that is secondary oocyte. The next question is question number 190. It is an assertion reason type of question. The assertion is given that the infundibulum is a funnel shaped part which is close to ovary. So is the assertion correct? So yes. So the fallopian tube has 3 parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and the isthmus. The infundibulum is the funnel shaped part which is closest to the ovary. The reason given here is the edges of the infundibulum helps in the collection of the ovum after ovulation. Okay, now see, the edges of the infundibulum are modified into finger-like structures called as the fimbriae, and these edges of the infundibulum help in the collection of ovum after the process of ovulation. Okay, so the reason is also correct, but the reason is not correctly explaining that why the infundibulum is funnel shaped. Okay, so therefore the correct answer of this question will be option 2, that is the assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Okay, moving on to the next question, that is question number 191. It states that the mammary glands are modified dash. Okay, so you need to remember this point, that mammary glands are nothing but the modified sweat glands. Okay, so mammary glands are modified sweat glands. Okay, you need to remember this. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is option 1. The next question is question number 192. So it states that some important events in the human female reproductive cycle are given below. Arrange the events in a proper sequence. Okay, so here there are certain events which are given and we have to arrange them in a proper sequence. So first of all, what happens is there is secretion of FSH, that is the follicle stimulating hormone. This follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the growth of follicle and the process of oogenesis occurs. So the first step is secretion of FSH, second step is the growth of follicle and oogenesis, the third step is the sudden increase in the level of LH. Okay, so this is the third step, and this sudden increase in level of LH will lead to ovulation. So that will be the fourth step, and after ovulation there will be the growth of corpus luteum which will release the progesterone. So this will be the fifth step. Okay, so the correct order which is occurring is the option 2, that is 1 3 5 4 2. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is option 2. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 193. So it states that the sperm of animal species cannot fertilize ovum. Okay, it cannot fertilize ovum of species B because dash. Okay, so if the sperm is of species A, it cannot fertilize the ovum of species B because, so what happens is that the ovum, okay, now see, the ovum which is of species B, okay, it will contain a substance called as, so this is the ovum, it will contain a substance called as the fertilizin. Okay, the ovum will contain fertilizin, and the sperm which is given over here, it is of species A. Okay, and it will contain a substance called as anti-fertilizin. Okay, now what happens during fertilization is when the sperm reaches over here, there is fertilizin anti-fertilizin reaction, okay, in between them, and when this reaction is successful, then only the fertilization process takes place forward. Okay, so if and this for fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction is very species specific, means it cannot be possible that the sperm is of different species and ovum is of different species and the fertilization will occur and zygote will form. No, it does not take place. The sperm and the ovum both should be of same species, then only the fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction will occur between them, and then only the process of fertilization and development of embryo will be carried forward. Okay, so this is the process of fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction, and you may remember this, that the sperm contains anti-fertilizing by the fact that in males androgens are released. Okay, and A, okay, the androgens start with A, and in males the sperms are formed which contain anti-fertilizing. So that also starts with A. So androgens anti-fertilizing. Okay, so you might remember it like this. So here the sperm of animal species A will contain the anti-fertilizing. Okay, and the ovum of species B will contain fertilizing, and they are not compatible, therefore it cannot fertilize. So the correct answer of this question is option 4. The next question is an assertion reason type of question, and the assertion states that during pregnancy the level of hormones, the estrogen and progesterone are increased. Okay, so is this true? So yes, the assertion is correct. Okay, the levels of estrogen and progesterone are increased during pregnancy. The reason given here is the increased production of these hormones is essential for fetal growth. Okay, so the reason is also correct. Okay, but the reason is not explaining that why the estrogen and progesterone is increased. Okay, so here the assertion and reason both are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. So the correct answer of this question is option 2. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 195. So it states that a sectional view of the mammary gland shows which structures among the following 4 structures. Okay, so if we see the sectional view of the mammary gland, okay, in this the explanation, so we are able to see the nipple plus areola. Okay, over here the nipple plus areola, Then we are also able to see the mammary lobe, the alveolus and the ducts. Okay, so see, mammary lobe, the alveolus and the duct are able to see. Okay, then the structure which are not able to see are the antibodies. The antibodies which are found in the milk are IgA type, but we are not able to see in the sectional view. Okay, so this will be incorrect. Okay, so this is incorrect. Then we are able to see the ampulla, yes, and we are also able to see the lactiferous duct in the sectional view. So here the correct answer of this question will be option 1, that is 1, 2 and 4 we are able to see in the sectional view of a mammary gland. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 196. So it states that what is common in whale, bat and rat. Okay, so the common thing between whale, bat and rat is absence of neck. No, this is incorrect. The second is muscular diaphragm between the thorax and abdomen. So yes, a muscular diaphragm is present between the thorax and abdomen, and it helps in the process of respiration, which is common in whale, bat and rat. Okay, so here the correct answer of this question is option 2. Next question is an assertion reason type of question. The assertion states that mammalian teeth are heterodont. So first of all, what is the meaning of heterodont? So in the mammals there are different types of teeth which are present. As we see in humans, the incisors, canines, molars and premolars. So that is known as heterodont. So the mammalian teeth are heterodont is a correct statement. Therefore the assertion is correct. Now the reason given here is the mammalian teeth are embedded in the socket of jaw. So the reason is also correct because the teeth are present in the sockets. Okay, and that is known as thecodont. Okay, so this is known as thecodont, and the reason is correct, but the reason is not explaining that why the mammalian teeth are called heterodont. Okay, so here the correct answer of this question will be option 2. That is, the assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Moving on to the next question, that is question number 198. So it states that which of the following groups is formed of only the hermaphrodite organisms. Okay, the group consisting of only the hermaphrodite or the monoecious organisms. Okay, what is the meaning of hermaphrodite? Means the male and the female sex organs are present in a single organism. Okay, so the group which contains only the hermaphrodite organism is this, that is the option 4. So in this, the earthworm is hermaphrodite, the tapeworm is a hermaphrodite, leech is also a hermaphrodite, and sponge is also hermaphrodite. Okay, so here the correct answer of this question will be option 4. Next, moving on to the penultimate question of our discussion, that is question number 199. So here, recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. Okay, so this figure is about the process of metagenesis, which is seen in the coelentrates, and it is the process of alternation of generations. Okay, and how does this alternation of generation occur? So it exists in two forms, that is polyp and medusa. The polyp converts asexually into medusa, and the medusa converts sexually into polyp. Okay, so this is how the conversion occurs. So in which option it is shown correctly? So it is shown correctly in option 2, that is A is asexually and B is sexually. So here the correct answer of this question will be option 2. Moving on to the last question of our today's discussion, that is question number 200. So in this question, read the following statements and find out the incorrect statement. Okay, so in this question we have to find the statements which are incorrect. Okay, so here let us read the statements one by one. The first statement is each testicular lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which the sperms are produced. So this statement is correct. Okay, so each testicular lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules, and inside these seminiferous tubules the process of spermatogenesis occurs. So statement 1 is correct. The statement 2 is each seminiferous tubules is lined on its inside by two types of cells called the Leydig cells and the Sertoli cells. Now Sertoli cells are present inside the seminiferous tubules, but the Leydig cells are not present inside the seminiferous tubules. The Leydig cells are the interstitial cells. Okay, and these are present outside the seminiferous tubules in the interstitium, and their function is to release androgens. Okay, so this statement is absolutely incorrect. So statement 2 is incorrect. The third statement is the region outside the seminiferous tubules called the interstitial space. It contains small blood vessels and the male germ cells, the spermatogonia, which led to the sperm formation. So is this statement correct? No, this statement is incorrect, because the male germ cells, okay, which are the spermatogonia which lead to the sperm formation, are present inside seminiferous tubules, okay, not outside. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. The fourth statement is in testes the immunologically competent cells are also present, so this statement is correct. The fifth statement is the seminiferous tubules of the testes open into the rete testis through vasa efferentia. So is this statement correct? No, it is incorrect. Why? Because see, the pathway of the sperm looks like this. The sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules, okay, sperms produced in the seminiferous tubules, they are transported into the network of tubules called rete testis. Okay, then from the rete testis they go into the vasa efferentia. From vasa efferentia they enter the epididymis, they mature into the epididymis. So maturation occurs in the epididymis. From the epididymis they enter the vas deferens. Okay, then a duct from seminal vesicles combines with the vas deferens to form the ejaculatory duct, which opens into the urethra. Okay, so this is the pathway of the sperm. So the rete testis comes first, then the vasa efferentia, then the epididymis, and then the vas deferens. Okay, so this is the pathway, but in the question it is given that the vasa efferentia comes first and then the sperm enter into rete testis. So this statement is incorrect. So here the statements which are incorrect are 2, 3 and 5. So here the correct answer of this question is option 4. All right, so here we have discussed the question number 151 to 200 of the Brahmastra part test 6. I hope you are clear with every question. If in case you have any doubts, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit the like button and share it among your friends. All the very best for the next test, and thank you so much for watching this video.